TJ, have y'all been able to put the last game behind you? Obviously, a very dramatic finish and move on.
Yeah, for the most part, I believe we have. Uh, I've mentioned this many times before. No game is more important than our next game. So we just try to always put the past in the past and just focus on the next week.
You guys have had a lot of road success lately, but will that help as far as confidence level going in?
Uh, I don't think whether we're home or whether we're away is going to be a big factor in it. It's just going to be based off of the week of preparation that we put in.
TJ, I guess I know you lost, but how proud were you to see this team respond the way it did after the K-State game?
I was super proud, honestly, because all year we've been trying to fight to get to that point because we knew we were capable of doing it. Of course, it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but that comes whenever you play football. Sometimes you don't get the outcome you expect, but we kind of got to where we were clicking on all levels like we've been expecting to do all year, what we've been fighting to do all year.
You think this was maybe the closest y'all gotten to that kind of level that you want to get to?
Yes, definitely.
TJ, what's it like for you to go through all the emotions that senior day brings and then still have 2 more games to play after that?
Honestly, I mean, it was a little sentimental. We got on the field, people were crying and stuff. I just kept telling everybody, let's cry after the game. Like, let's focus on the game first. We got like turn that pain you got right now into aggression. So I mean, like I said, we put the past in the past. So it's our last game. I mean, there's more to go. So that's what we're gonna focus on.
What is the motivation level like heading into this next one?
Just pretty much the same as it's always been. Just focus and try to be 1-1 or 1-0 in the week.
Is it tough at all with everything that's in? Obviously, you guys don't have classes, but you got Thanksgiving. People are going to see their families, and then you got a game right after that.
I mean, the focus is still where it needs to be. I mean, they've done a good job by making us practice in the morning, giving us the extra time in the evening to either get extra film or take care of our bodies, do anything that we need to do to be like our final preparation for the game. So that's a big help.
Defending Bijan, what impresses you about him, and how do you kind of contain him?
He's definitely one of those super agile running backs. He's going to do stuff that we haven't seen yet from previous running backs. So, I mean, just being able to watch the film and just getting everybody on the defense to the ball would be a huge help.
Y'all have played it. I mean, particularly this last stretch. It seems like y'all get one every week, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
What's that been like trying to – I could go through the names, Deuce Vaughn, Eric Gray, all those guys.
It's just a lot of it is really putting – I wouldn't say the stress, but the importance on the D-line to be gap sound, and inside the box, linebackers being gap sound. So this week and the past few weeks, we've been talking about staying in our primary gaps a little longer and then working to our secondary gaps once we know that the running back has declared which way he's going to go.
Was that the biggest difference between this last game and the K-State game?
Yes.
Maybe were y'all out of your gaps some?
I wouldn't say we were out of our gaps, but with Deuce Vaughn being so shifty as he was, it was a lot of times that we would think he was going into our secondary gap, and then he would step to it and come into our primary gap after we released into our secondary gap. So our big focus has just been sitting in that primary gap.
You talked about defending the run, but Coach yesterday talked about how Quinn, yours is kind of like 2 different guys. When he's not under pressure and he can just stand there and kind of read the defense, and when you put make it a little messy in there, how much importance for you is kind of making him feel uncomfortable?
Honestly, I would say that's probably the same with most collegiate quarterbacks. A lot of them don't have too much pressure in their face most of the time, but whenever they do, I mean, they get a little antsy back there. So I believe just getting in his face, moving him off his spot, making him uncomfortable would be a big deal in our game.